Welcome to Orientation, brought to you by the Forestry Division Zeta Omicron 16, also known as the Softies. If you have made it this far, you must have completed your standardized briefings on the current Dumbo raid threat level, and should be by now also well familiarized with the Silly Protocol and any updates to the continuing containment methods. Just in case you are not familiar, the orientation will give a brief synopsis on the Silly Protocol, because it's always better to be safe than sorry. The Silly Protocol is your best chance at surviving a Dumbo air-to-ground raid. These are the updated and latest redrafting of the original Silly Protocol that was first invented, tested, and implemented by Agent Redacted by the year data expunged. By then, the protocol was universally adopted by all mobile SWAT teams both in and out of the field. A quick outline of the procedure could easily be described in the form of a first-person narrative anecdote, as our research has possibly shown that such presentations help our agents identify with the narrator and has helped them to more readily memorize and act to deploy the protocol in a swift and safe manner. The narrative thus follows Agent Field, who has been deployed to watch a train station. The vicious flying elephant threats have been known to gather around during dawn and dusk. The story picks up when the signal has been given, meaning that the flying pachyderms have been spotted. The Silly Protocol would have officially begun, and Agent Field would have done a quick check of his current gear and inventory the required items before attempting to proceed to Phase 2 of a Silly Protocol. This would officially mean that the Dumbo raid had not yet landed, so there was time to maneuver smartly.
This is Agent Field at train station redacted at exactly redacted. The signal went out to begin the Silly Protocol, and I have just completed my inventory check, as this is the requisite task for Phase 1. Therefore, I will begin these 2 of the protocol, which is to find the most likely landing zone and water supply. There is water in the tower, and it is our only water source for the station. This means that Phase 3 will have to well. I guess I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. At approximately redacted, I administrated the highly concentrated LSD into the water tower's tap. 2 more agents from redacted added their supply as well, and just in time the Dumbos have landed, and they will destroy the tower and bust a water valve eventually. Once they consume enough water, they will be pacified and we can move into Phase 4. The waiting is always the hardest part, especially as everyone here is thirsty, but will not dare to drink any of the tap. Probably not for a while. You know what? We may need to abandon the station. The only drinking water for miles won't be diluted enough for hours, maybe days. Hard to tell. Someone will have to try the water for the safety of everyone else here. Agent Redacted has volunteered to try a sip. At about redacted, the Dumbo pack was completely incapacitated, allowing time for soft agents to arrive with their diamond-tipped tranquilizer darts and put the elephants into induced coma. Phase 5 is now being implemented, and the helicopters have already moved over half of the herd to a safe location just east of the 100-acre wood animal preserve. Thankfully, the choppers had plenty of bottled water. As for Agent Redacted, we tried to set him up somewhere where he could chill and write out the rest of his trip. If he hadn't done it, I would have, so I have to thank Redacted for his pain and seemingly endless trip that he'll be on for the next day or 2. We really do have the most courageous morons in our division. Digressing, the 6th phase of the cleanup was well underway, and as of Redacted, we have made Agent Redacted as comfortable as possible. But still, poor guy.
The following is a hasty written journal of Agent Redacted, who tested the water during the Silly Protocols between the 4th and 5th phase. At the time, the agent sacrifice had ensured that no other agent would be sent into outer space for the next couple of days. I have reconstructed it more or less due to the incoherent, often undescribable gibberish that it may have looked to him at the time presentable, but who knows what was in his mind's eye at the time.
I'm projecting my own reality from a place that is within me, but that is also the whole of the without. The exterior force of me is superimposing the inner experience within a room. And what about the light? Well, each light is exactly a crystal, and what comes out of those crystalline pillars is a waveform that looks like a river, with reflections being cast upon a desert landscape. Because light travels in a wave, as well as a straight line, perhaps there is interference. What's up with all these Dalmatians? Their spots on their fur are moving, and some are being exchanged, leaving some of these puppies more spotted than others at times. From there are now only 2. Yes, 2 horse-sized white coyotes. The bushy tail's a dead giveaway. 2 is a good omen. Compared to 1, that's what I said. Now they're gone. They didn't say anything. Basically, they came to check up on me. I guess I'm going to be okay. That's what I feel. And of all my senses, the true feeling is the best compass I have to try to trust all this water. Water, everywhere. And not one drop I'll drink. Because I'm already way down the Silk Road at this point. I can already see the gate to China. Or, maybe. It's not a gate. No, that's not a gate. That's a jaw. Teeth. I'm not close to iron bars. This is a gaping maw of a wolf. Yeah, no more water for me. I already know that I'm somehow projecting everything I'm seeing from a far and more powerful external me, who already knows how it ends and acts so about it. While it's the little me inside of the inner room that could be experiencing all this fear and loading. I sure am glad that nice cactus man gave me a pen and paper before stumbling back out into that desert with all those tumbleweeds. The tumbleweeds with faces that screen as the wind carries them away. Doesn't seem like the tumbleweeds are consenting to the whole thing, and some join arms and have rallied against the wind's rapture of their kin. But they still struggle in vain. Then bam! The door to the desert closes. Good riddance. I have the magical pain and the even more magical paper to see this enchantment. Wait, why? Why is it all cascading now? My equilibrium must be inactive. How can I be upside down and things be falling away from me? It only happens in dreams. But no way I'm asleep. Come on, man, snap out of it. You're a redacted agent and one of the very best. The best of the best of the best.
Author's note, my investigation into this anecdote the Forestry Division has been using revealed the story is based on true events that have actually occurred and only some of the elements were adjusted. To summarize, the agent who drank the water had to be put in an induced coma. I searched for any updates to his condition or release to no avail. However, a contact in the Alchemy Division told me that there are treatments for comatose agents, depending on the severity of each individual's blood and the amounts of LSD still present. So we may never know, but there is a chance that they revived him and rehabilitated the agent to eventually be released. It would stand to reason that the agent's condition or release was not documented because the experimental treatment from the Alchemy guys would not have permitted it to be written down by anyone other than those nerds over there in the Alchemy Division. This is just as grim after all.
The Justice would like to thank all of our agents who continue to suffer in various forms of agony to contain the maddening reality of the fictional universe.